doing that. I'm recording on this device I'm pointing at because I'm doing this one I'm pointing at on Facebook Live. It's often choppy on Facebook Live and difficult. Um, anyway, it's January the 9th, 2026. The online system indicated to me yesterday, I was going to keep it quiet, that Miley Cyrus has AIDS or HIV. Is that so? You think it's possible Jimmy Kimmel, who does a public show, that her motive for being engaged is that she's hired out an IVF surrogate mother for my sperm? And just think about the nasty things I'm reading on people.com about Billy Ray Cyrus's 6 kids. Now, I want to say something directly to Tish Cyrus, Noah Cyrus, Billy Ray Cyrus, Miley Cyrus. You know I've never molested a kid in my life. You know I've never tried. But boy, y'all one dirtbag, deadbeat, coward family, greedy glutton family like Mark Zuckerberg, like Governor Greg Abbott. What do you think, Joe Rogan? Miley Cyrus, I don't take you to be the type to care about kids. I don't take you to be the type to be interested in having kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you care to help kids. I think you just think you deserve my estate or something. I don't know. Miley Cyrus, if you have HIV, that could be another reason if she has AIDS or HIV. Jimmy Kimmel, that might be another reason she'd want to marry Max. She probably gave the HIV to him or the AIDS to him, or he got it from her. That'd be an interesting investigational journalism right there. To go back on Miley Cyrus's sexual partners, to find out what sexual partners she's had in the past 2 to 4 years. Find out if she got the HIV or the AIDS from Max or if she gave it to Max. And y'all don't forget an online system telling me about May, June 2024, not 2025. It made it sound like Frank Abbott, a former detective, United Nations, everybody else, International Criminal Court for Hot Springs, Arkansas, Hot Springs City in the United States of America. Got a hotel room be with a little boy. That's the way the context was. If it may be possible if Brandon Arkin was around me with children there between her and I, she'd probably loyally help me. It may turn out that Brandon Arkin may end up being my wife and not Miley Cyrus. Since Miley Cyrus, who knows what Miley Cyrus is about? She's awfully hard to figure out. You know what I'm saying? I guess she's brave when it comes to being devious. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I may have just built up a profile in my mind about, I don't really know what type of person Miley Cyrus is. She's very passive, very cowardly. She's not brave in the right ways. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what do Miley Cyrus and I have in common? We're like big time opposites. Her family's greedy. Her family's devious. Her and her sisters were most likely molested by Billy Ray Cyrus. Don't you think, Tish Cyrus? But you're probably like Lois Watson. Block it out, or don't tell me you let men do that, and you're pro that behind the scenes. Are you, Tish Cyrus? And Tish Cyrus, why don't you explain to us why you love a good adoption story? Well, why are they saying? I read yesterday that Miley Cyrus is obviously uncomfortable or something around. I don't know. I don't know what she does. She's very passive. Miley Cyrus could end up proving. She could end up proving to be the Jezebel group and go into a sickbed. Revelation chapter 2, because she refuses to repent from her sexual immorality. And she teaches God's slaves, God's servants, just to steal sperm, eat, screw, orgy it up, I guess, or adulterate, unfaithful. I read 2 or 3 years ago that Dolly Parton had contemplated suicide in the past because an affair had abruptly ended, unless that was an AI fake. That's something I wish I'd get rid of. United Nations, United States Supreme Court, International Criminal Court, is those deep fakes, the trickery of men. I need to look up here in a little bit the scriptures of the trickery of men. Artfully contrived stories. Billy Ray Cyrus, Miley Cyrus, Tish Cyrus, why should I be of any concern to you folks? Y'all don't teach God's word. You don't try to respect my wishes. Y'all just like watching pornography and molesting kids and stealing and being extortioners. And the government's on my penis right now, folks. A man that's never molested a kid in his entire life and never has tried. Never been a peeping Tom. So, and I will count it as worse, Miley Cyrus. I will, if you have a surrogate, if a kid from me ends up being around you and Max, or you've done that, I'm just, your stock going down. You didn't make it. I don't trust you. People forget about what I said in the past. Like Miley Cyrus, a limited POA, blah, blah, blah on me. I don't trust Miley Cyrus being in my affairs at all, or Billy Ray Cyrus. But at least it exposes the intentions of the heart. I need to look that up in the Bible. Where it's like the intentions of the heart will be manifest in 2 Peter chapter 3. The works will be exposed. You probably have screwed up, Miley Cyrus, you and your family, in regard to Christmas, Babylon the Great, being greedy whoremongers, pedophiles. Y'all probably screwed up really bad, Tish Cyrus. Y'all really screwed up. And Miley Cyrus, your flowers lawsuit's not over with. You know that? And if Maybelline's got any cojones, I think they should not let you be the face of Maybelline. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I don't say that as revenge. I don't say that as a cruel, vindictive person. You know I'm a man of justice. You're going to get what you deserve. You're going to get what you deserve, whoremonger. Orgy, dog. And y'all don't forget, why did Miley Cyrus say to Joe Rogan, you know I'm a man of justice, Billy Ray Cyrus, unlike you, long-haired woman looking, whatever. Get a haircut. And just think, I read last year that the one boy, Trace, posted online that Billy Ray Cyrus is evil. Poor excuse or whatever. Dolly Parton, Miley Cyrus' sick bed has arrived. It's coming. She's mentally unstable. She has little breakdowns. There's no telling what she's like behind the scenes. No telling what she's like being in a relationship with. I think one of the people that could articulate that the best right now, since Max Mirando doesn't talk, probably would be Cody. Because Cody has been around Miley Cyrus post the Liam. Who knows what Miley Cyrus is like behind the scenes? Have no idea. No idea. She's in a sense, she's a very superficial human being. But in many cases, too, so is Taylor Swift. Because Taylor Swift is acted like she had dropped Travis Cleese, you know, the fate, save me from the fate of however you pronounce it. And I gave talks year before last when Kamala Harris was running for president, and Beyonce Knowles and others, and Taylor Swift. Like, why don't you help me to teach people not to vote or not to overly put faith in man? You know what I'm saying? That was before fall of 2024. This is January 2026. Folks, I was hoping Miley Cyrus was going to be somebody that loved justice. I was thinking she was going to love me for the type of person that stands up for justice, stands up for the lowly and the poor, but apparently not. Miley Cyrus is probably one of those that just likes fleshly desires, sex, beauty, passion. Miley Cyrus may not really love justice. She just thought she did. I guess. I don't get to plainly know. Journalists around the world. I mean, I can't trust Governor Gavin Newsom. I can't trust Governor Abbott of Texas. I can't trust Governor Sarah Sanders of Arkansas. I can't trust President Donald Trump unless or until I know more. I can't trust the United States Supreme Court. Um, um, you want to tell me that Miley Cyrus already has AIDS? It's already went from HIV to AIDS? She must have a lot of sex. That would just be interesting. I'd just be interesting. Who did she get it from? She probably not top. She may be the type to do anal sex or something. Well, and I've given talks on Facebook in the past. I wrote in 2021 or something. Cross space. Yeah, I've done that. I did a writing in or about 2021, unless it's early 2022. One of the fastest ways to get HIV, and Dr. Drew Kaninsky knows, Dr. Oz knows, and I'll tell it to you, Miley Cyrus. One of the easiest and fastest ways to get get HIV sexually is from anal sex. That's why, you know all the homosexuals you like, Miley Cyrus, all the sodomites you like. Think about why we heard about the homosexual epidemic, the epidemic of HIV and AIDS among homosexuals in the 80s and 90s. It's because of the way they have sex. It's not always the oral sex, though. If you have a sore in your tongue, gums, or somewhere, it's got to get in the bloodstream. But anal sex. Doing it that way, there's no vaginal lubrication. Even if you use lubrication, it just don't all work right. Whether it's Vaseline, lotion, KY jelly, whatever, it breaks open the skin. The sperm gets in the broken open skin, gets directly in the bloodstream. Kind of like people that share needles. One of the fastest way to contract certain STDs, they're by blood only. Miley Cyrus doesn't express an interest to want to know God, Jehovah of Armies, same as Mark Zuckerberg. Billy Ray Cyrus, I guess, thinks he knows God. I guess so does Noah Cyrus. Tish Cyrus. Do you teach the ways of God, Dolly Parton? If so, how? What? Job creator? We're about to have the biggest job layoff in the world's history. I learned somebody talking about the guy that died, the guy that was a bartender at the gay bar Gestures. What was his name? I forgot what his first name was. Lee. He went by the name Lee. He was a straight guy. He talked about he'd went in one of these seminars, talk about the condom flip, one of these sex ed seminars where they'd come around and they'd try to cater to the gay organization too, the gay community, about how to prevent STDs. And he talked about the condom flip. Say a man's getting ready to have sex and he's already got an erection. He's naked with a woman in a hotel room, and he goes to put on the condom, goes to put it on backwards, and he gets some of the pre-sperm put on the condom, and then not thinking about it, and flips it around, and then puts it in a Anderson Cooper anus or a I like David Murr better than Anderson Cooper. I don't know. I'm just saying, just on a gut instinct, not knowing how they are. David Murr probably got a kid from me too. Don't know. ABC, David Murr. Just think about how of a superficial human being Miley Cyrus is. About her motive of engagement, her motive for marriage. She's like, oh, I got HIV. I got AIDS. I'm using Scotty's sperm. And, and we set him up for failure, being fake people, devious like the devil. And and Scotty has written probably more letters. I'm a writer anyway. I'm a talker. I'm a communicator. I probably said some of the more romantic things Miley Cyrus has never heard from a man. But I guess you could say I said it on false pretenses. I said it on a reality I didn't know what was. And that was one of my things I mentioned in my lawsuit on CG Roxanne 2013 was fraud by the inducement of how Rick Moore, then partner to CG Roxanne back in 2005, 2006, used lies or deception to make the rent cheaper for Debbie and I. On one occasion, my mom and I, he hung up on my mother. Said I was trying to keep y'all in the loop. I can build the bottling plant cheaper on James Colgrove. Hung up. I was over there in the living room. I was in the living room with my mother. Every now and then I was running the show. I was on the phone with my mom or in front of my mother, and Rick Moore didn't know it. On one occasion, I did a three-way call from the 2447 number to 845 number, and I could tell he would talk to my mother in ways he wouldn't talk to me because they get threatened by a man, male to male. That's another thing. I'm naturally the type to stand my ground. I know what I know. I do what I do, and I'll do the Lone Ranger thing. It's like, Miley Cyrus, why should I like you? Why should I be into you, Miley Cyrus? Why? What do you have? What do you and I have in common, Miley Cyrus? What do you and I have in common? You love Jehovah of Armies? I don't love him enough, but at least I admit it. At least I've come to know him, and I'm not trying to quit knowing him. Miley Cyrus, what do you and I have in common? From truth-telling to justice to not being greedy, not taking advantage of people. What do you and I have in common, Miley Cyrus? What? What do we have in common? I may get in a position to find out what I do or could have in common with Brandon Van Auken. We'll have to see. It seems like to me, if Miley Cyrus is going to be like a Paige Baypour, a sodomite, I want a Scotty kid for a pet to molest. I want a Scotty kid because I want Scotty's estate. And I don't even pray to God. I don't even teach God. I'm an extortioner as stated in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, and I'll be glad when I can quit saying that. Just think, I got court this month, and I've tried to get Miley Cyrus to help me out on it. I've tried to get Miley Cyrus to help me out on my health or whatever. What a cruel human being. Look at the people you affiliate with, Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel, public, hard investigative journalist, just a comedian. We can all live without the Jimmy Kimmel works, the Jimmy Fallon works, believe me. Probably another one that's got a kid from me, Jimmy Kimmel. Cowards, pedophile pale cowards. It's just entertainment. Jimmy Kimmel doesn't put anything real out there. Jimmy Fallon doesn't. The other one, the one I'm trying to think of, not Stephen Colbert. I don't know. Is Miranda Lambert pregnant? Oh, I'll go ahead and say some of the things I was going to say earlier. United Nations. Why don't y'all try to make, before it gets any more disgusting, United States Senate, United States Congress, which I get, that's a good thing. They made it to where Donald Trump can't use any more force for military action in Venezuela. Why don't y'all try to, between the Alaskan oil, the Venezuelan oil, why don't you try to make it something that pleases not only the South Americans, but more so especially the Venezuelans, South America at large, I guess. Why don't you try to get people to quit? Why don't you sanction? Would it be too much difficulty to make no oil to be exported from Russia? And I hate to advise it because you stop a lot of imports to Russia. It's going to hurt the lowly people that don't deserve it. And it made me sad last night to hear about electricity being cut off in Russia. But this may be part of the way of Jehovah God to get people to flee out. And believe me, you know, the 12,000 stadia by 12,000 stadia with the center of it here can hold millions of people. And I think I'm getting geared up and set up to talk about a separate note where it just come in my mind, not to have any romantic interest with Miley Cyrus. I just need to know what is more clearly, and just think, you know, about August or so, standing in my kitchen, I was like, Miley Cyrus, I need some reassurance. I need some reassurance. And then so many months after that, she gets engaged, and the American media, especially public broadcasters like Jimmy Kimmel, they won't even put out there. They just like fake. They love fake and superficial. That's all they're about. Hey, Max Mirando, did you get AIDS or HIV from Miley Cyrus, or did you give it to her? Or y'all just rich little bigots, little like trust fund babies or whatever? Your lives are private. You get to use people's DNA. People like you screw up your own DNA with HIV, and then you go steal mine like bigot cowards. Max, like, I had to go outside to open the Christmas gifts. He's like, slave driver. My mommy made me. Miley mommy made me. Slave driver made me. What does it mean in the Bible, folks? What does it mean? Y'all can't tie. Y'all not tying into that. Shitty point. I mean, unless y'all are tricking me, unless the Miley Cyrus Max Mirando engagement is supposed to represent passively, indirectly, I don't know. Miley Cyrus at this point would need to be in damage control. It's like if me and her are to work out or even think, it's like I need to know. You know, it's like I've been hanging on a string. I'm afraid I'll go to jail this month. I need to be filing things I don't even know how to do. I can't even really print. Never printed from a smartphone in my life. Don't even know that I can from this to that cheap, that $50 printer, that $30 printer back there. I don't even know. Time before last was Walmart. I thought about buying more white paper and I didn't. But it's like I need to be filing an entry to appear, a motion for dismissal of public defender. I don't qualify financially, I don't think, to have a public defender anyway. I get $24,000 a year in rent. I don't even qualify financially for a public defender. I don't like the Shane. I can't stand how he looks. I don't even like the autistic looking bigot. He just likes to talk to women. I try to hand him something. He won't even take it. He's an evil human being. I don't even like him. I can't even stand him. I need a motion for discovery, or they don't even send me. I need the guy read a police report, the investigation thing in Little Rock, read something quoting Jessica Babbitt, quoting Willie Bartell, read it to me. It was not all correct. Quoting Jason Cogburn. Does Jason Cogburn still work over there? Is Patricia Lappin back working over there because had so many people quit? I don't know. Miley Cyrus may have purposely tricked me. I don't know. That's a tough thing. You know, like, let's just go back to like last August, July. My hair in my back's too long now, but when it was a few inches shorter, I was obsessed. I don't fluff it up now because it's got so much longer. This is the longest my hair's been ever. Well, I was like all the time doing this to the back of my hair, like teasing it, just messing with it. And then Tish Cyrus, in front of Brandy Cyrus, I think it was Sorry We're Cyrus. She's like, Miley, what's the best thing I've taught you? She's like, how to tease my hair. And surely she wasn't acting in that. If she's acting in that, somebody just let me know. if let me know what's what. If she's acting in that, just let me know so I can just mentally go. I don't have to try to give her a time of day. If she's that kind, I hate actresses. I hate fake people. I can't. That's something I hate. She'll deserve the judgment she gets because she knows what I hate. And she knows I hate child molesters. I hate pedophiles. I hate greedy people. I hate extortioners. I hate human traffickers. I hate injustice. I hate dishonesty. I hate cowards with a godly hatred.